You ain't got to sync anything.
Why?
Because we're not using the camera, so there's no one clapping.
There isn't. Should we leave that in there? We've got to leave that in there.
So yeah, if you didn't know, we're actually not using a camera for this one.
This is the first episode where we're actually just going audio only because it's fucking a lot easier for us.
And the camera doesn't die and cut out and shit.
So, and the headset's dead, so there's no point wearing that anymore either.
Oh, lovely. We're going back to basics, baby.
We got microphone only.
That's the best way to do it. What you got planned for us today then, Bill?
Well, today actually we got some questions from Reddit. We've also got some questions from people on Facebook that we know personally. So we're going to be answering some questions. We're just fresh off a tattoo session.
Yep.
Post a picture of that.
Yep.
We'll throw that on screen. And if I could be bothered, the B-roll right now in the background should just be all our old YouTube videos. So enjoy some of them.
Beautiful.
That one of the... Oh, my voice changed. That one at Cod Down at the fishing at the lake.
Oh, yeah, that was a good one.
We'll stick that up there. The egg challenge. That one can go up there.
District Eagles or Scooter.
Oh...
You forgot about that one.
Oh no, we'll stick that in there. But yeah, it'll be painful putting these up here because these are stuff that I'd rather be buried. I can't do the ones in the garden. That one's a no-go.
Yeah, they're a bit too much.
Maybe one day you'll find out about them.
Indeed.
But anyway, we are going to be answering some questions. And let's switch over. Right. Starting things off strong. Is it weird if I fucked a clone of myself? And that was asked by Blue Cat Mage 65. Is it weird if I fucked a clone of myself?
First off, it's a bit of a odd question to ask, so you can kind of guess what the person who wrote this is actually looking like.
I'm going to go ahead and say, yeah, it is pretty weird.
Would that be gay?
It depends what gender you are, I suppose.
No.
Well, if you're a girl, it'd be lesbian, wouldn't it?
Yeah, but would that be a bit... I don't know. Yeah, I'm going to say that's weird.
It is definitely weird because you've got to think about it.
Kind of incest as well, to a degree as well. So that's probably not
Sorry, I just had to read this next question. I'm not pronouncing that name.
Yeah, you can.
UX Aureus Widow.
That's the one.
UX Aureus Widow. What would chairs look like? Sorry, let me compose myself. What would chairs look like if our knees bent the other way?
So, wait
you'd
there.
have to saddle them face first.
So if your knees bent the other way...
These are going... My knees, I think they mean like that.
Right.
I think they do mean more like your hips are... Oh, yeah, it would be. So they would be inverted, wouldn't they? Whoop!
Yeah.
Going back.
So I'm thinking...
You'd saddle it like this, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Because it would take the weight off your spine, which is going that way now.
That's true. I bet that'd be more
Imagine
comfy.
running.
Cool, that would be a bit odd.
Running with your knees backwards.
Right, so that answered that one, hopefully. You can get some closure. Now you know what a chair would look like if our knees were bent the other way.
Next question. Demon Awa.
What do they write?
Do you and I perceive colours in the same way? Well, there's no way of actually answering that, is there?
No way of knowing. Because a blue to me could be a green to you, but we just both call it blue because that's what we've been taught.
I can't bother to set it up. One way of showing would to be slowly, frame by frame, having a colour switch over to another colour, and you've got to tell me when you can't see the original colour anymore. That
wouldn't work.
No, because if I'd done the same and then marked where I got, if they was different, it means that you perceived it as a different colour quicker than I perceived it as. Do you get what I mean?
So I'm too tired for that. It's 9:15.
All right, we'll just skip on. I think people would understand. Where does your lap go when you stand up?
Sorry, repeat that.
Where does your lap go?
Who's asking this?
A drunken monkey. Where does your lap go when you stand up? I guess it's still there, isn't it?
Yeah, why does a lap only exist when you sit down? That's a good question, if that's kind of what he's asking.
Because I guess a lap's more like a table, isn't it?
Yeah, you can sit on a lap. You can't really sit when someone's standing.
You can't use a table or a chair when it's sideways. Do you get what I mean? So it's kind of the same as that, I guess.
Yep.
Red Sox 933. Is time travel actually possible? Take, for example, you go back in time to stop a X event, but since you go back in time to stop it, in the future, you would have never gone back in the first place. So if you've already gone and time traveled to stop an event, in the future,
There's no point in doing that in the
there was
first
no
place.
point in doing that because the event's been stopped.
I think time travel could be possible, but you can't travel back in the future. You can only go back.
Time travel, right, in my eyes, time travel can't happen because if it did, we would have found out about it. Because if time travel's all the way in the future and it becomes a common thing, this is if it becomes a common thing, one of them would have come back and told us by now. So when you think about it like that,
can they come back? That's what I'm saying. I think you could only travel backwards. I don't think you'd be able to come forward again.
I'm pretty sure, was it
a lot of evidence out there.
Newton that said we can go forward in time but not backwards or something? I can't remember. And
Maybe.
do you know, right, shout out to Carlos, he told me this one. If you and your mum got a watch together on the day of your birth, apparently, because you perceive time differently, whether you're running and through like jumping and stuff like that, in like 10 years' time, both your watch would show different times.
Yeah, but not by a lot. Literally only by like a few milliseconds.
That is weird, though.
It's still crazy, yeah.
Even though you've been living the same amount of hours in life.
Yeah, that is mental. Next question.
From Island Freak.
Oh.
What lies beyond the edge of the universe / multiverse? I know it's supposed to be nothing, but what exactly is nothing, Kenny?
Nothing is something, that's what I'd say. The edge of the universe, we just don't know, do we? And I don't believe it is nothing. I think it's infinite. So I think it's more universe. I don't think there is an edge to the universe or the multiverse. I just think it keeps going. Just think it's infinite. What about you?
Well, yeah, nothing. It's just nothing, isn't
it? What is it called? Abyss.
Yeah, into the abyss.
Into the abyss.
The shadow realm. Into the shadow realm.
Right, I'm glad the camera ain't on.
How do I... This next one comes from Timmy's and Cocky. And,
Timmy's and what?
Cocky.
Timmy's and Hockey.
Cocky.
Hockey.
How do I know you exist? I'm touching him. I can feel him.
How? I don't know. I guess because I'm talking to you and you've got emotion and we can communicate.
Are you trying to convince me?
All right, I'm an NPC.
This person that isn't actually here is trying to convince me. They're laughing. Is that a manually inputted mode?
Look, if I weren't real, I'll be able to do this.
He's bugging out. He's bugging out. Look, guys, he's bugging out. I've fried his system.
I'm as real as they ever come. I ain't got a tattoo saying real, but that's because it's cringy. But I'm definitely real. Keep it real. Real eyes, real eyes, real lies.
Right. Okay, let's just move on to the next one, which is signed by the same person. What is real?
That's funny because I was literally just talking about it. I guess that's the same thing, isn't it? Something existing, something being there that you can touch, communicate with, stuff like that.
Keeping it real, y'all. What hurts more? Giving birth or getting kicked in the nuts? Right, obviously giving birth. For fuck's sake, like a ball bag, good kick, half hour, probably walk it off.
We was talking about this earlier, and like I said,
you're gonna walk off childbirth after half hour.
A woman will have multiple children. No man is walking around asking to be kicked in the nuts.
But as I also replied earlier, you get something beautiful out of giving birth. You get nothing beautiful out of getting kicked in the nuts, unless you're one of them weirdos out there.
Oh, them freaks who get stamped on their nuts by high heels,
or the fucking baseball bat to the nuts. That you seen that on?
Oh yeah, beautiful videos.
We
won't put that up on the screen though.
You weird people,
freaks.
If someone could be brought back to life after death, would their unique consciousness still exist?
Consciousness,
and that was by Lutetia. Lutelisa.
So I guess they're asking if someone's in a coma and they. Oh no, maybe like
No.
right. Let's picture Walt Disney for example. He's frozen currently. So Walt Disney, is that his name? Walt Disney. Well, anyway, the creator of Disney is frozen somewhere. If they bring him back to life, is his consciousness still going to exist? And I'm going to say, if you're
Right.
bringing him back to life, then yes, because the brain stores stuff, and if it's frozen, then it's storing all the stuff and shit.
Right. There is a girl
Go on.
that got beeped on her way home, I'm pretty sure, and that she got left for dead out in sub-minus temperatures, and it was for something like 36 hours or something,
It's a long
and
time.
her heart stopped for something like 16 hours, and pretty much they could still find a pulse, but her skin was so rock hard they couldn't put any needles in or nothing, so they had to blast her with heat to cool her down, and like she come back to life, like she froze like still for like 16 hours. This
Fucking
this
hell.
girl like after, and like she come out of it and was able to tell them
Was it
who
David
done it
Blaine?
to him.
David Blaine was like locked in an ice cube or something.
Yeah, he's a madman though, but he did condition his body to be able to do that. It's not like
Yeah.
he just was able to do that overnight.
That's true. There's
Is
also
that
frogs. Frogs can freeze themselves in winter.
is that magic or is that just practice?
I think it's Photoshop, to be honest.
I mean, like, is it magic holding your breath? No, not really. It's more talent. It's more conditioning yourself to be able to do it. Like,
If in doubt, Photoshop.
I could do that in my sleep. From S. Diaz, this is from St. Diaz rule.
Bit more
What
enthusiasm.
happens when an unstoppable force meets an immovable object?
Unstoppable force meets a immovable object.
Well,
I'm trying to think of examples in this. Unstoppable force, so maybe like a fucking.
once
I don't know.
once there was a 9mm bullet getting shot at me, and I just put my hand out and just stopped the bullet. So
Right. Okay then.
I guess it's just going to have a massive explosion, isn't it? If neither of it's going anywhere, let's actually answer it. If neither of it's going anywhere, it's just going to have a big old explosion.
Yeah, if it's unstoppable and immovable, then it'll just
Bow.
Yeah, it'll just be a bang. Maybe destroy the Earth. Who knows? That's some Star Wars shit.
A telex. Is it possible to describe a colour to someone who's colourblind? If so, then how?
No, not possible.
It's literally not, is it?
No, because you can't just say, "Oh, well, blue is the color of the sky." Well, what does the sky look like?
Stick your finger in a plug socket and see if your eyes, if you rub your eyes, that kind of makes you go disco sometimes.
Blind people can't get that because they can't. The effect isn't there where they don't have eyeballs. Okay.
Yeah, I guess there is no.
I don't know. I think no, you can't describe a color to someone who is colorblind.
L'Oreal Grace. If God supposedly created us, then who created God?
That's a
Right.
bit religious.
I guess he's just an alien, isn't he?
I think that he was created from specks of the universe, if he is real. I personally don't believe in God, but
Evolution.
evolution probably didn't create God. I don't know. I'm not religious. I don't really want to answer that.
What does what? Oathkeeper. What
Asks.
asks? What
Asks.
color does a chameleon turn in a room full of mirrors? It probably just is neutral green. Sorry to be boring there. Probably just is natural green.
A chameleon turning color in a room full of mirrors. I'd say.
They're just naturally like green or red or whatever their
I feel like
natural
mirrors do have a color.
depends whatever it's reflecting.
Because what color is glass? Or I think it would go.
If it's a room full of mirrors and the whole shabam is just mirrors, you wouldn't be able to see nothing.
No, I've got the answer.
So it'd be black.
I've got the answer.
What's your answer?
Whatever the chameleon goes in as that room as. So if it's green, it will go in there, and the reflection of him is green, so he'll stay green.
Oh yeah, true. Could do.
Well, bam. That's answer your question, Oathkeeper. Hope you're satisfied.
Next one from Tomkaz.
Domkaz.
Why does most of the hot and spicy food? Why does most of the hot and spicy food come from regions of the world with hot climates? Yes, I know that's where the peppers grow, but why?
Well, I mean, you've kind of answered the question there yourself. Hot climates,
they're
uh,
able to.
they're able to grow the hot stuff. Places over like England, Scotland, we can't. Well, I think we can grow jalapenos. Is it? That's about it. But over there, they can grow all the hot shit.
Right, should we quick fire some more of these?
Go on, go on.
How do conjoined twins move about? Does one control each arm and leg? Does one control both?
I'm gonna say it depends where the brain is. If I
It
don't know,
depends what's got more attached, I suppose, to the brain, don't it? It depends what, I guess, nerves have more meaning to that person, that one twin that's connected.
like what
Whatever one
sections of their
holds more
brain is.
power, because there's conjoined twins out there where one controls each half, but there's also conjoined twins where one just is literally on the head and no more.
What about if they both can control limbs? Can they argue in their brain about moving
Apparently,
them?
they just get used to being able to tell what each other's doing.
That's a bit fucked.
If you have other siblings, do you feel closer to them or your twin? Right. Well, obviously you're going to feel more closer because you go through preschool together, primary school together, secondary school together. Like you go through literally everything, like doing your driving lessons at the same time, becoming 18 at the same time. Like it's inevitable that you are naturally going to be closer than the person that you've done everything your whole life with.
Oh
Like
yeah, I couldn't say that better myself. Oh, we're obviously close to our other siblings, but we left the womb together, and yeah,
been
I
like that
think
since day one.
getting
Like,
girlfriends kind of helped us kind of be more independent and not
definitely,
sticking by each other, which is a good thing.
100% makes us shapes us into the men we've got to be, I suppose,
Yeah,
whether we
exactly
like it
that.
or not.
Because one day we're going to have to go our own way. But yeah, I'd say I'm closer to Bill, just
Yeah.
because it's kind of I think it's natural.
If we answered it, if you talk to any twins and they say they're closer with another sibling, then there's something not right gone on
Yeah,
there,
I
is
could
there?
probably understand it with like a boy and a girl twin,
Oh yeah, true.
because if
Yeah,
they've got a brother, the boy's probably going to be closer with the brother.
yeah, yeah. No, it does make sense, but with especially with two boys, I suppose,
Yeah.
going out all the time, we had the same mates, we like the same things. What do you think about twin stereotypes or myths? Like, for example, that twins could read each other's mind, etc. Right. This is true to a degree. If I punch myself in the leg, Kenny's not going to feel it.
Yeah.
But there has been multiple occasions where we have said the same things to each other, like, oh, "Come on, let's have a think."
Oh, we're always doing it.
Yeah,
Our girlfriends are
forever
always
doing it.
saying, "Oh, we're matching like stuff that's been said," or we say stuff at the
Or
same time.
the amount of times I have an idea and then you pitch it to me.
And I'm sorry for our friends that are going to have to listen to this story again, but one time we actually went Asda on the same day at different
Oh,
occasions. We didn't know each other was going Asda. Bill went to Asda with his friend and
I
his
went
girlfriend
later
Holly.
than you.
Yeah, and I went with my girlfriend Courtney. And we had a pond at the time that's just been built. So I came back with a gnome, a chocolate bar, and what was the drink?
Cherry Capri Sun.
A cherry Capri Sun.
And I feel like it was there like pancakes or something?
Oh yeah, it was. It was a chocolate chip pancakes. And then Bill comes back from Asda. Read off your shopping list.
I had the exact same gnome. That was actually quite annoying because we brought the same gnome.
Yep.
The exact same Capri Sun and the exact same pancakes.
Yep.
We literally had everything exactly the same.
And I
And
don't think we've even got similar tastes and
we
stuff like
don't.
that. It was just so
None of our
random.
dinners are ever the same.
No.
We never have like we'll never both be having chicken wraps or both be having pizzas. It's never matching.
But I don't think that we can read each other's minds.
But
I feel like
it's
sometimes when
more
we
just
walk
weird
past
things
someone,
happen. Like
yeah,
the other day at work, I was itching the back of my head, and I looked over to my right, and Kenny weren't even looking at me, but I saw him itching the exact same spot as well. Like,
yeah, and I think sometimes when we walk past someone, we kind of know what we're both going to say, or like not that we're slagging someone off, we do that, but if something is funny that's happening, we kind of don't have to say it because we already know what's going on in each other's heads. But when we was younger, we did used to prank our family. We'd have like walkie talkies, and we'd trick people in our family. We'd like Bill would go downstairs, put his walkie-talkie on, and I'd listen upstairs, and I'd go down and say the exact same thing he said. Or there is other occasions where
What
we do
about
this
such
thing:
as
we hold
I'll
up the
say,
fingers.
I'll say to Kenny, pick 72, and I'll go up to some random person and say, yeah, me and Ken are twins. Like we can tell what each other's thinking, and they'll say, go on then, pick a random number between 1 and 100, and we'll be like, yeah, 72 at the same time. And they're like,
Yeah,
what? Go on, do it again, and then we're like always number 7 because that's our lucky number. We always know the fake
yeah,
route to go. So if we've ever got you with that, I'm really sorry because I'm pretty sure we have done a couple people at work with that and then
yeah. Or the
believed it.
finger trick. We kind of like. I'll go up to someone and say, "Oh yeah, ask Bill, me and Bill to like pick a number," and I look at Bill's hands, and he's like, holding out 3 fingers, and that obviously means 3. So we both say 3 at the same time. But yeah, we did tricks and
Oh,
stuff
it
like
was
that.
Scott. It was Scott in
It was
yes, it
Scotty.
actually was. We got him a good
He
one
was
with that
mind blown
before.
from that.
Like 3 in a row we done, and he was just like absolutely traumatized by it.
Yeah, this is a good question from See Me Escaper, See Me Nubler. What a name.
If you both are raised under the same household, how come you're so different? Because people experience life different, and people have different personalities, different interests, different taste buds, and perceive things differently, and take emotional trauma differently, and also subjectively get happy in different ways. So
Yeah, I think that for me, I kind of let you take the role of being my mouth when I was younger, and you was kind of, you was like a test subject sort of thing. Like if I'd learn from your mistakes and I'd learn for things that you was doing right,
I was the test dummy.
you was the test dummy. So I'd just kind of follow what you was doing, pay attention to where things were going wrong, and then I feel like that's
But don't
kind
get me
of
wrong, if you needed to be heard, or if you needed if you had enough of the situation or anything like that, like you would speak up. It weren't like you'd just be in the back burner being quiet or anything.
oh
Like he
yeah,
was definitely his own person still. It's not
yeah,
like, and when he says that, that was more just growing up until about 10, 11 really. And then you started getting more interested into like your FIFA and stuff like that. And I went in a different direction.
yeah, yeah. So
I kept
that's answered that.
I kept scooter riding quite a few years after you dropped it out.
That's true.
Fishing as well, I kept going for quite a while when you went
And like now,
fishing.
I do my MMA. Well, I haven't been to MMA in 2 weeks, but I do my MMA training. You do your weightlifting and your gym.
Did a bit of workout at home, but what was it? I was going to think of a good one. The only thing that's what I was going to say. The only thing that me and Kenny have kind of really, really always been interested in is making content. We've never stopped since we got a shitty laptop at about what 7, 6. I remember just like trying to make shitty content on YouTube Studios,
Yeah,
and we'd like be looking for copyright free music and using shitty dubsteps, but we've never ever stopped making content
no, definitely not.
for as long as I can remember. And it's so cool being able to actually put stuff together that sounds half decent, like having
Yeah,
half decent mics. We're actually editing like decently. And do you know what else I like? I don't know if you guys will be able to tell, but me and Kenny have different editing styles.
yeah,
Like I think Kenny's more on the I like including more like edited stuff, whereas I prefer more raw stuff, and the simpler the better in my eyes. But don't get me wrong, I love watching an edited video from Ken.
yeah, yeah. I know what you mean. You kind of like it simple and flowing.
Yeah, like don't get I can mix it up, and if I've know how to make fucking Fortnite montages for God's sake. Like
Fortnite.
I can throw the edits in there if I need to. Like,
Yeah.
but yeah. Anyway, that's we went right off topic there. We have on some of these. Can I hit this from Milo O? Can I hit one of you and the other one feels anything? I think we answered that
Yeah,
earlier.
we did.
No,
No.
bullshit. Although sometimes when you say, "Oh, I've got a headache" or something like that, sometimes I will have a headache at the same time. But that's probably more just coincidence. Like
Yeah. It's quite common.
slits. Does one of you get treated better than the other? No,
They all say I'm golden boy, but yeah, I don't know. I personally
not
disagree.
really. My mum will have favourites at a time. Like
Yeah, sorry, mum.
no offense. 1 month I'll be a favourite. 1 month Kenny will be the favourite.
All depends
It
the time
depends
of the
who's
weather.
pissed her off the most, I guess. Got a question for twins by our twins. This is just our twins is actually just a page, so I'm going to stop saying that when it's by them.
Yeah, it's a subreddit.
Got a question for twins. If your twin has a kid,
What's that? If your
twin has a kid, if your twin has a kid, do you feel a deeper connection to that kid because it shares more of your DNA compared to a regular uncle or aunt? Neither of us can answer this because neither of us have kids. So
I'm interested to see though. I feel like I know what they're saying. If I have a kid now, that
But-
kid is going to be closely genetically. I know they're going to be genetically closer to you than they are just a standard uncle.
it's going to more depend on the kid's personality than anything to do with DNA, because if the kid's fucking annoying, then it's fucking annoying. You know what I mean? It's like,
Yeah, exactly.
it's completely depends on the kid itself and not anything to do with DNA.
Yeah.
This is from the same people.
No, it's not. It's a duplicate question. I don't
Oh,
know why
is
that's
it?
in there twice.
The best one. This is from Dan Chiskaski, Chinaski. Dan Chinaski. The best one has got to be. Have you ever been run over?
No.
You've come close to it though.
Oh yeah, I was cruising down cruising down our local
In
skate
six
park,
fault.
cruising from the local skate park down a hill with Billy and I think two other people.
Bill Smith.
It was Bill Smith, and then we've kind of gone to cut across the road because this road's always been like abandoned pretty much, or you never really get a flow of traffic down there. And then this lorry just like pulls out, and I just was like, by the time I stopped, I was face first with like a fucking tire.
When I was saying he was like a shoe sole away from smacking the side of this lorry.
Yeah,
I do not know how he stopped inside, because we was going full speed, and it was just like you stopped magically.
Yeah,
I can tell you another time when we got chased on a scooter though.
Oh yeah, go on, hit him with it.
Right, we was little bastards when we was younger. We thought it was funny throwing pairs of people's houses, so we donked someone's window. He come running out with his dog and a baseball bat, absolutely fucking chasing us down the road, shouting. We was on our scooters, taking legs as quick as we can. Kenny dropped his, and Kenny took legs. And I remember we fought our mum and stepdad at the time to get us them scooters. So I was like, I'm not leaving my scooter, my brother's scooter, for some random man to pick up. Slung that one over my shoulder, just bolted it down.
We was hiding in the bush.
This is right, prime example of us kind of reading each other's mind. I had no idea you ran in that bush. I just ran past, ran in exactly the same fucking bush, and it just so happened Kenny was behind there at the same time because you was ahead of me.
Yeah, and we was just laying there quietly, and we just see these fucking legs and this man going.
Literally, it was like something out of a horror movie. You know when you hide in a locker and they come running past and they're like, like that. That's exactly what it's like.
We've had a few occasions like that, but obviously we've saved them for another day.
We ain't mentioning them all now, all right?
Yeah,
but we got up to a lot, all right.
Yeah,
the nice chilled out Bill and Ken that you see today, it was
once not a thing.
Right. So now that's done.
That's the Reddit questions, all finito. So now we're gonna head over to Facebook from some personal questions from people we actually know.
Right. Trevor, my dad.
Good old work dad, Trevor.
Not actually my dad. This is our work dad.
He's your work dad. My work dad's Pete.
Yeah. This is my work dad. Good old Trevor. He takes care of me. He helped me out. I've got right. So I'll operate this big machine called a Trump. Boom. That's what it looks like. And I got a sheet snagged under the clamps the other day, and I was done for. I did not know what I was doing. Turns out I set a tool up wrong. We all make mistakes. I done it. But yeah, Trev was off work. Messaged him. He replied straight away. He's on it.
Was he on it like a
got me out of a bad situation.
Shout out T-Dog.
He sent me a gift saying, it was like Yoda saying, "You're learning well" or something. And then the next one, I sent him like Darth Vader going to Darth Maul, and it's like, "I still have lots to learn yet, Master," or something. Like, proper like dad and son moment.
So
anyway,
what's his first question?
Right, the first one that he said, next one you should discuss the power of the unheard voice.
We're going to have to Google this because I've never heard of this in my life.
Well, an unheard voice can't have much power to it, can it? If it's unheard, just to start off.
Yeah. It's true. If it's unheard, then no one's paying attention to it. Kind of like Scotty's jokes at work.
It is The power of cultural intelligence for lasting change.
That seems too complex to me. I'm just going to say I think it's cool, and yes, I
If we
love it.
continue to ignore our rightful demands, some will inevitably take their issue into their own hands. Oh, it's something to do with riots.
Right, well, I'm not
It
answering
was
that. You can
connecting to
answer that, Bill.
riots and was a warning, and it was a warning from the
What a
government.
stupid first question from
That
T-Dog.
was,
Doo-doo question.
what does the moon come out at night? Well, and it got something to do with the pull of the gravitational
We're not going to
tides or
Google all of
something.
these, are we?
No.
I think it's due to the Earth rotating X and Y axis, the magnetic pull, which is why we get day and night, and the Earth's rotating. So we see the moon, then we see the sun, then we see the moon, then we see the sun. I'm guessing.
Yeah, it's literally the
Yeah.
sun going down and reflecting light onto the moon. So
Well done, Trevor. Another shit question.
another shit. When does a pond become a lake? When it's big enough to be a lake, I guess. Something like
Yeah, when it's been fully extended. I feel like a
pond is
lake has
quite
to
small.
have. Does a lake have to have running water?
I think it. Yeah, I think it does. A pond kind of is quite stagnant. I'd say stagnant. Maybe a little bit of a flow to it. Nothing much. But a lake is, you're big old. I can throw a fucking nice cast out in there, and it's not reaching the other side.
It's true.
Because I'd say Cobdown's a lake, not a pond.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Ponds are quite small, man. I wouldn't consider them that large.
Yeah,
I
Bill. Well,
think
you
you
can
should
have
be
a
able to.
massive pond in your garden.
You should be able to walk around a pond in like 20 minutes,
Yeah.
tops. A lake, you're looking at least probably like 35
And I've
minutes to
always
walk around.
taken pond as like fish that have been a man-made lake or pond, I guess. That's been a man-made mass of water that's had fish put in there manually by men.
When does a
Alright.
stream become a river? When it's
Big,
large enough to be a river and not a stream. I mean, a stream is like
tiny.
some quite chill running water, quite
Yeah.
therapeutic to listen to. A river is just straight flowing.
Yeah. A river can have loads of big currents, and a stream can't really have a current like that.
What's the difference between a road and a street? Well, a road can be anything. A road can be in the middle of a desert.
I feel like a road has people living on it, and a street.
No, I think a street has people living on it, and a road can be in the middle of a desert or anywhere, or Mount Everest.
So a street's more
communal.
Yeah, and a road is just a way to transport stuff.
Right, Trevor, I hope that answers your questions.
He does have one more after this, but
does he?
We'll go down and finish that later.
Oh, I have more. There it is. Right, we might come back to you. Harry asked, do a Joe Rogan bear impression. Kenny, he's got this.
Oh, I don't know if I've got it.
You've got it.
I'm just going to sound like Harvey Price.
Wow.
No, not good.
Why the round? This from Emma.
Auntie Emma in Scarborough. Shout out Emma.
Why do round pizzas come in square boxes, then get cut into triangles? Right. So, do you know why a crust is on a pizza?
To stop the sauce spilling. Oh no, so you can pick it up without burning yourself.
That and
because
back in the old days, it weren't so regularly available to wash your hands, so you had the crust on the edge of it.
Oh, and you weren't supposed to eat the crust.
Yeah, that's also why they're on Cornish pasties.
Right, so that's answered the crust, but that hasn't answered our question.
That's why it's circular, anyway.
Oh, okay. So I'm going to say it's round because it's easier to cook evenly. I don't know.
I think, yeah, it's definitely that probably has something to do with it. The boxes, why they're square, is because they're more regularly available to buy to like bulk order.
It's probably cheaper ordering square boxes than it is circular boxes because a lot of manufacturing would have to go into circular boxes.
Think about how they're going to fold a circular box up compared to folding a square box up. It's a lot easier to fold a square box up than trying to figure out how to put a circular one.
Yeah.
And not just that, if the circular box matches the circular pizza, it's going to be hard to get it out.
Yeah. And to answer the question about the triangle bit, I think they're cut into triangles because it's just easier to eat.
It's evenly proportioned that way. There's no other way to cut circular up. How else would you cut circular up?
Yeah, I know
know
what you mean. All right, yeah, because that's the only way you can cut a circle pizza.
Well, you could go like along it, but you're going to have weird shapes on some of them that ain't going to have
Yeah,
as many slices, and bits are going to have more crust. It's just so I think we've gone through every single step.
yeah,
Also, maybe they're in circular, put in a square box so that you have room to put sauce on the side of the
that's
square
true.
boxes. So,
Well, I hope that answers your question,
also,
Emma.
what the fuck happened to the little table that come in the middle of them? Hey, where did
Do you
they
know what they're
go?
made for?
Yeah, so that it can't get squashed.
No,
What?
they're made so when you want to rip a bit of pizza off, you literally pin the slice down you're trying to rip it near, and it pins the slice down so
Oh, I
you can
thought
rip
it
it
was
up.
literally so that the box can get squished and it
A lot of
kept.
people think it's to hold their dips on, but that's also not true.
No, that's not true.
Here we go, one from Mumsy.
Good old Mumsy.
Or a
She's got to
few.
come on it soon.
Yeah,
Do twins have an understanding of their own language? I have an understanding or an own language. I think we answered this earlier when we said we've got an own kind of. We understand each other. Our own language. Apparently, we used to talk to each other in our sleep in this gibberish language.
and Mum said when we was babies, we did used to talk really weird words, and we could understand each other what they meant.
But them days are over.
Them days are gone. Next
Why do
question.
dogs understand when you're upset, ill, or stressed? Right. I think this is to do with you letting out a certain energy.
Yeah,
I
aura.
think if you're letting out negative energy, I think the dogs can pick up on that.
Yeah, I agree.
And if you're letting out a really happy energy and it's in your voice, they can read you. Your dogs, you think you are your dog's life. When you take them out for a walk, it's you taking them out. When you get in from work, it's you showing them. So they can read you. That you're literally their whole life. You're what they're observing. So
Yeah,
that's
you're the provider. Ugh.
should
Sorry for
dog breeds
yawning.
be banned, or what should be put in place to protect the dogs? I think
It's
no.
not the dog, it's the owner.
I think no dog breed should be banned. But I do think if you own a dog which is high prone to have a lot of energy and
Attacking.
a lot of attacking, you should be put in a training course where at the end of this training course they will test your dog and see whether it's ready to be socialized and put out into the mainstream like public.
Yeah,
And if it don't pass that test, then it's got to keep going back through that test. And I think if it reaches a certain extent where the dog's not gonna be retrained or be I guess reshaped into a dog which will fit into society, then I think maybe it's time to look at other options with the dog.
if it doesn't manage to settle into society, there is fields you can rent out where you can put your
Exactly
dog
that.
on there, and
Yeah,
the dog will have a happy life.
yeah. I think
There is ways
it's
around
down
it.
to you then as the owner to provide a space for that dog to be happy and not have to be socialized. But that's got to be something that you're prepared to do as an owner.
100%.
And if you fail to do so and your dog does attack after it's been like negatively trained through the course, then
Yeah,
you should be fined and held accountable for that. So
100%.
yeah,
For
that's
this
my
next
take on that.
question, I'm too tired to actually
Yeah,
comprehend what
old
it's
calendar
answering.
vs new calendar. I think is there more days? I don't know. I can't remember. I
That's a
can't
tough
bother.
one there, Mumsy. Thank you for asking questions. Sorry about the last one not being answered, but hopefully we satisfied you.
What's the capital of Uruguay? Scott asked.
And it's actually you, I learnt, because I actually Googled it and thought it was Montevideo, and then I realised it was a joke he was making. The capital of Uruguay is the letter U.
Someone stole my antidepressants the other day. I hope you're happy.
God's sake.
Here we go. Another one from Trev. If an orange is called orange, then why is a banana not called yellow?
Because they found the orange before the colour. They probably found an orange before people could even speak.
Yeah, true. I don't know.
That's what I'm going with.
And Sam beep. Sam, sorry, I don't know what X3, Y3, Z3, K question mark means.
I'm going to guess and say it means free. Because all the others mean free, and that's just a random guess.
I think it is 9XYZ K squared.
Cool, you actually got that right. What the hell?
Oh, yeah, that's mad. Right, so that was all the Facebook questions.
Yeah.
Where are we at on air?
We've done the Reddits.
Oh, right. Now, I actually wanted to ask you a few questions.
Go on, hit me with them. Ow.
Do you believe in the paranormal? We've discussed the bottle cap incident.
I believe that. I don't believe in ghosts. I believe that there is weird shit that can happen and energy out there, but I don't think that energy is ghosts. I just think it's an energy that we can't understand.
Right, Ken. If you don't believe in ghosts, explain to me why in writing, in books, in carvings, dating back thousands and thousands and tens of thousands of years, are there descriptions and writings of ghosts and sightings? Why is that a thing?
Because back then you also had stories made up of Bigfoot. You had a lot of novels.
I think our technology is so advanced. If there was actual concrete proof of ghosts and afterlife, we would have found out by now. But weird shit does happen,
Yeah.
and it has been documented for many of years. So I've had weird shit happen which I can't explain.
Yeah.
I guess I do. I guess I do.
I feel like when you focus on it and you actually think, oh my god, my house is filled with ghosts, then suddenly weird shit starts happening. But I think that's you focusing too hard on it.
You know, shout out Baz. He told me a good story.
Go on.
You know, quite often when people see ghosts, they say the ghosts are more freaked out than you are, and
Yeah.
they look like they're scared. Baz reckons it's because there's a parallel universe that's crossing over, and you're actually seeing someone else in another universe, and they're seeing you in another universe, and you're both like, "Oh, what the fuck is a ghost?" So you could be a ghost in their world.
Yeah, that's a mind fuck.
That is a mind fuck. Baz, stay off the shrooms. No, I'm joking.
That is fucked. All right, I've got a question for you. UFOs, aliens, do you believe in them?
Yeah, there's got to be something out there. To think we're the only world out there with life on in the whole universe, no way.
Open your minds. Is that it for today then?
I suppose we can leave it there.
Yeah.
We ain't done too bad. Thank you everyone for listening. We've recorded this the same day as the
Genghis Khan.
Genghis Khan one, so if we don't seem that energetic, it's been a long day.
It's been hard talking about fucking Genghis Khan. Very boring life. I understand if you didn't want to listen to the whole way through that episode, but there is a better one coming soon. And also, I feel like this podcast was 10 times better, a lot more interesting, and maybe you got to know us that bit more.
We had a nice cup of tea whilst recording this. Yeah, I guess this was our first Q&A.
Yeah, if you did enjoy watching this, you can check out our other episodes or follow our socials at the Two Wins podcast. That's on TikTok and on Spotify and on YouTube.
Holly, pick the word that they should comment. Puddle.
Puddle.
Puddle is the word of choice. If you made it this far, comment puddle.
Comment
and we will,
puddle.
the first one to do it, we will pin your comment at the top.
Yes, and give you a very nice
Give you
reply.
lots of kisses in the comments.
Oh,
Lots of
XOXO.
X's
Raw.
and O's and hugs.
Hope you guys enjoyed.